Alright, well, it's the next day. I have gotten all my problems taken care of. And problems, what I mean by that one is, let me get this panel out here. Had to do with electrical. In this car, this area right here where this is the area where the, right now you can't see it obviously, but there's a hole here that goes into the A-pillar. And this is what we're going to use for the AP system and stuff. This is where I'm going to enter into the vehicles, the body rail itself and the A-pillar itself. Okay. Now these are fully sealed areas, so we don't have to concern ourselves about water infiltration or anything like that. That's not going to be a concern at all, especially in today's modern vehicles. That is never an issue. One of the things I did do was I cut the carpet. As you can see here, and you can see that's it's a step, here and stuff. It's roughly a solid 1.5 inches of depth shift here. The reason to do this is so that when I place the driver in its location, which should be about somewhere in that neighborhood, it's probably a little higher, a little bit higher up and stuff. This allows for me to be able to get the driver farther back in the car itself. Now you might think, oh, it's 1.5 inches, no big deal. Why would you cut the carpet? Well, the reality is that you have to take consideration of the thickness of the fiberglass, the plates, everything that you're putting in here and stuff when you do this. And so that little 1.5 inches of movement is a lot, actually, especially for kick panels and stuff. So this also gives me a better volume back here. The reason why that I like this is reflection problems. Inside the cavity itself, you have reflections that come back on the cone, and if you don't set them correctly, if you basically build fiberglass around the perimeter of the driver itself, without this volume back here, you'll get a lot of distortional noise. Because of reflections and cancellation will also happen within the driver. So, I don't technically need the volume because we're doing an AP, and it would be nice to have it smaller. But I'm going to put a but in this particular one. But I'm going to put clay and everything else inside this cavity. So I'm going to go ahead and make this smaller anyway. Internal volume of this cavity is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. On an AP system, what you do want to have is you want to have a smaller volume, cavity volume of the driver. This helps facilitate, the ability to control the impedance of the driver. And what we're trying to do is we want to flatten out the impedance of this driver so we have a good power range. Basically the response curve through it is the same in terms of power. So you'll see in a little while. But right now, this is me just getting it ready to go. I got to do the class up. Okay, guys. All right, so here's the kick panel in place. Believe it or not, I was able to pull this off. That is, I was able to figure a way to, to scar it so that I could come up with the right angle around that kick panel. So the beauty is, I do not have to do any extra things in terms of the kick panel itself. Just vinyl wrap it and boom. I was even was able to keep his hood release, which that was in itself. I thought that was gone for sure, but it didn't. It worked out just fine. Here's the passenger side. Same thing. You can see how the factory panel lines right up against it. And trust me, when I say this, I do mean this in without trying to be boasting about myself, but that is not easy to do, okay? And if you're looking at it right now, you can see that there's no gaps, between the fiberglass and the panel itself. That's how good this matches up, and it's just amazing, and all the panel pieces go together just fine. So. But anyway, I'm going to continue on. I decided to go ahead and just finish up the kick panels. That's your standard fiberglass work, ring, mount, the way that's mounted in there. Same thing with the driver's side. Both kick panels are almost identical. There's a slight variance. There's always a slight variance when it comes down to the floor structure from right to left. Always. Left is deeper. The right side is shallower. And it has to do with the kind of like the rake of the floor, the angle on which this is sitting at. On the passenger side, it comes up more straight. So when you put your foot down, in that area, it doesn't have any problem. But on the driver's side, you have to have it all the way back to the firewall, and the very short transition as the floor goes like this, and then it goes up a little bit at an angle, and then it goes straight up like that. And that's, of course, obviously for brake pedal, gas pedal, clutch. You have to have that room. Where here on the passenger side, the floor is kind of like a continuous. Kind of a continuous move upward like this is what it looks like. And so when you look at the two, you can see that there's a slight variance difference between the outside section. But believe it or not, they are in the same place. Everything's exactly in the same place. The panels are angled identically to each other. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing this and listening to this thing pretty soon. So right now I am going to be prepping the panels, sanding them, put Bondo on it, to smooth it all out, get the ring cleaned up and everything, and then then do that, and then get it final wrapped. And then after that, I gotta I'll mount the driver, everything, get it all in there, and then I have to do the what am I thinking of? Grill. I have to do the grill. That'll be the last thing I do. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys where I'm at right now. Doing really, really good, and I'll show you step by step as I go. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, alrighty, so we got here is the kick. Let's excuse the white stuff, that's the clay. Now what I did here was, on the perimeter wall, okay, the outside wall of this panel, even though that it's all fiberglass and stuff, I put clay around the perimeter. The back wall and the side wall, I don't need to, because two things is, number one, it's deadened and it's compressed against it. All right, so I've got the strength, of these two walls to keep the the enclosure from flexing in that particular area. Here, this is just that's clay. The clay is to kill off the resonance. If you see how it doesn't sound, it's really deadened. So that's to kill off that resonance there. Because, obviously this is going to flex a little bit due to the fact that this is fiberglass, but it's not like, it's not like I got this structural fiberglass here, where it's like a 1/4 inch thick or something like that. It's not that thick. So, but anyway, so that's done. Quick disconnects. The reason for that is because he wants to try the silver flutes, and he wants to try the XR, the JLXRs and stuff. He's so hell-bent on these things being so badass. And they seem to be. I can't vouch for them at all. Also nut certs on everything. So we've got these are all inserted brass nuts throughout. For the two different drivers, and this will probably carry over for any other driver that he wants, like a European type, or something. But I'm pretty sure that in the end, these silver flutes will be his go-to. Now the AP is not set up. I'm going to do that later, probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'll get that done. I also have his emergency brakes to fix, or to repair, I should say, or to modify, I should say. Boy, I just need to get that straight. So once I have all that done, then he'll be back down toward me and stuff, and I will take care of the rest. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, what they look like. Very nice finish on everything. Lines are really nice. The parting lines, like that little divot you see right there. That's because the way that this originally was done, there was a cut back for the hood release. So it was cut back and then it jogged out like that. And so that's just that's what that is right there. That's leftover of that, just that right where it changes here and then goes that way and then up. So, but anyway, and don't mind that. It's got this damn pop up here at the top side, broken years ago. But you know, one day we'll get 2 brand new ones, and then I'll rebuild these. So anyway, I just wanted to show you these. I think that these came out really well. This is about a day and a half of work total in terms of time-wise and stuff. But I mean, you know, this is what you guys can do on your own without any problems. This is not hard. I mean, this is not difficult. Yes, I make it look very easy because I've been doing it for 35 years.